history has unbelievable amount of examples of how this was not the best idea, but we're not in it to make money, and you know, damn it, we won't.
I have to actually bifurcate myself, as I am both a supporter and a fan of the Eagles and Phillies and Flyers and Sixers, and then also the chairman of a football team. And I have to separate myself. And I think what's important about that is that it allows me to give space to the supporters of the Wrexham supporters groups and fans, because they do deserve the right to complain and to get upset and to bitch when things aren't going the way that they whinge. Sorry, I have to use the word whinge because that's my favorite new British my favorite new British slang word. Whinge when things are not going well, because that is their right as a supporter, and that is the relationship I have with the Eagles. I both have respect for all the players in the organization, but I also, it's a part of the way that I can deal with my own frustrations and anxiety, and it's something I look forward to on the weekend, but it's also something I have passionate feelings about that I express to my friends, not necessarily publicly, and it helps us like get rid of any frustrations that we might, you know, be building up over the course of the week. So I allow for that, and I respect that out of the Wrexham supporters, and yet as the chairman, we have to hold ourselves in a completely different to a different standard, and we have to have at least a modicum of decorum in our exchanges about how we talk about things, because these are human beings who we know. These are not characters on a screen. These are not just athletes who mean nothing to us. These are our friends. These are our employees. These are people who we have to treat with dignity and grace and respect, and to recognize that this is their livelihood. So that in that, there's a very clear line of demarcation.
But also, you know, just to piggyback on that, we do have each other, you know, yes, we have the public-facing side of it, but then we can also, you know, take a moment to just, you know, enjoy a festival of expletives when we're frustrated or things aren't going exactly according to plan, and then, you know, on the flip side, you obviously express your joy for the team succeeding outwardly, and you know. You want to make sure that feels like it's being expressed to all those supporters who have been there, you know, some of which have spread the ashes of their grandparents and parents on the field of which this club is playing. So we have an impossible amount of respect for that tradition and that fan base and everything that they've been through, all the ups and downs. But I'm always grateful that Rob and I can have that sidebar where we both go, you know, holy, I can't believe this is happening right now. I can't believe we got out of the National League. I can't believe we've just lost to this club. I can't, you know, it's very intense. You know, that's what we're most excited about with respect to season 3, is that as, you know, as the episodes are finished and air, we will get closer and closer to continuity with the actual football season happening. So by the time we're midway through season 3, you'll see we don't have any idea what's going to happen. Just from that sort of macro 30,000-foot narrative standpoint, we have no clue. The hopes, dreams, livelihoods, et cetera, all these things are resting on this club somehow, you know, getting promoted or you know, or everything.
Don't say it.
No, I know. I won't say. I know. I won't say. But
I like that you stopped yourself from saying it.
Yeah. But everything that we're doing right now is for broke. We're going for broke. We are, you know, we have to get promoted. This club, you know, there's no real consolation prize if we don't. So we are all in.
And that's truly the most exciting part about season 3, is that it will coincide with the end of the season. So there was such a large gap between the end of last season and the documentary coming out. And we thought, well, if we're going to continue to make the show, we want to innovate a little bit so that it becomes more exciting, so that both the fans and the documentarians don't know what's going to happen, and we will catch up with the end of the season. And those final few episodes, we actually will have trucks in the race course parking lot that will have editing facilities in them, and they will be taking footage and cutting the show as quickly as possible to get it out onto the air, because we want it to happen in real time.
And if this season so far has taught us anything, this is going to be an absolute nail biter yet again.
Yeah,
Accountants really don't want to
yeah,
hear about the emotional investment.
no,
That's like
no.
pretty ubiquitous.
And
And
when you say where am I at, you want to know like how far in the red. It's pretty significant. Like it is true that everybody in the very beginning when we asked many of our advisors of is this a good, forget whether or not it's a great story or is it a good emotional investment, is it a good economic investment, there was not one person that I can remember that was like yes
no, they
this
were
is sound. It was more like
don't
no,
walk,
don't
run
do
away.
this. Yeah,
Yeah,
don't do
yeah,
this.
yeah. I mean, history has unbelievable amount of examples of how this was not the best idea. But we're not in it to make money, and damn it, we won't.
Yeah.
So we're in it for a lot of other reasons, and I think we're lucky enough, and I think we recognize how lucky we are that we can be here now in this position where it isn't about making money or any of those things. I mean, you have to be in a pretty privileged spot to be able to do that to begin with. But eventually, as we climb up the leagues, we're going to need outside help and in order to sustain this club. But one of our great mission statements, and this is something that is still a huge target, is to create a sustainable model for a sports club like this and allow it to support itself long after we're dead and gone.